No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. Break it down. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? I was watching some good old riot footage. I was watching some riot footage, and I was too amped up. I was too amped up. I don't know why their chants aren't better. Why aren't their chants better? They're like, no justice, no peace, prosecute the police. They got no soul. They got no heart. They got no love. They got nothing. But anyway, yes, I was watching the riots. I don't know if we might check in on our guy. I need to have a class on how to be a better streamer than that guy. Because he needs to take it. He needs to take it. I can make this man into something. He was too worried about what the chat was saying. He's like, oh man, there's these guys in the chat saying comments. It's like, yeah, that's the whole point of a live stream, you weirdo. To have a chat saying comments. Like, I guess you could disable it or something, but just let him talk. Let the people talk. He muted me. I'm about to give him $100. He mutes me. I'm like, wait a minute. What the hell is this? Why'd you mute me? I'm on your side. I'm on your side. Gunshots went off about 15 minutes after you left. Aw. See, I was wondering what was going on. But yeah, so he's out there, he's like muting the chat, and he keeps like complaining about people sending comments. And then he got some weird chick on to be like, yo, buildings don't have insurance. No, yo, buildings have insurance, but lives don't. And I'm like, lady, lives do. It's called life insurance. And actually, buildings don't typically have riot insurance. It's the opposite of what you're saying. The true thing is the other thing than what your thing is. Like, buildings have insurance. Lives don't. She was really white too, so I'm okay doing that voice because I'm being a white person. Like, buildings have insurance. You see how fast they brought that motherfucking Target back? And I'm like, lady, that's because it's Target. Target has infinite money. Again, lives typically do have insurance. And not that I want anybody's life insurance to go, but I was just dying. She's like, y'all out here okay? They shooting people in the streets. Like, nah, we're not okay with that, but you just don't understand insurance. You don't get insurance. So of course this is in relation to taser. Taser, blam, 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 blam. Oh shit, I shot him. Oh my God. We're going to watch that. We're going to watch that in a little bit. Hope you're ready to that one. Or for that one. We will see why Minneapolis, well, not really Minneapolis, it's Brooklyn Center or Brooklyn Park. There's two Brooklyns. There's Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park, suburbs of Minneapolis. And you know, they're having their issues tonight, whichever one it was. It was one blam. Well, I mean, guess what? Josh Tureen, if it was one blam, I bet she's never had that level of marksmanship on one shot in her entire life. One shot, one kill. Chick passes sniper school in the streets. So anyway, we're going to watch it, take a look at it. I'm going to talk about why prosecuting her is going to be absurdly difficult. And that's going to piss a bunch of people off. Not on the stream. That's going to piss a bunch of people off when they can't prosecute her, when they probably don't even file charges. We'll talk about why. Hey, what's up, RGE? Raid? Welcome back. Stand with Bullet all day. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, we're going to talk about why it's going to be really hard to prosecute her, and they probably won't even try. We've got big businesses and their opinions on voting, because that's what everybody wants to know, is what a big business's opinion is on voting laws. That's where that is. So we're going to talk through that a little bit. We've got some more woman power for you today. Guys, this is a supercharged lady power show for you today. I'm going to show you a beautiful, non-privileged woman. Definitely has no privilege at all, who gets unjustly and unfairly pulled over by a police officer. We're going to watch that, and we're going to learn exactly how you handle being pulled over by the police. No justice, no peace. We'll do that. And then we might check in on our boy, Family Soups TV. I don't even know. The Family Soups TV, I think, is the guy. The Soups Family. Was it the Soups Family or the Family Soups? I don't know which one. We may check in on his live stream, and we may back it up to the very, very smart lady. We may also get a lesson in exactly how you can help out at the protest. Maybe we should do that first, because I think maybe we should, because I don't know if he's going to keep the live stream up or whatever. No justice, no peace. Let's prosecute the police. Yes. Yes. Okay, let me get this stream pulled up. Here we go. Here we go. No, I did what? I just want to play the video. Play the video. All right, so I'm not really concerned with what's going on right now on this. We'll oh my god. you guys in the chat need to stop over on this other channel. Say his name. Vic Mignogna. Ralph Report. Oh no. What a disaster. Okay. We're going to go back. I gotta find this wonderful, charming young lady. Oh, I'm doing it right now. Let's get to our girl talking about insurance. Where was this? Oh, here. I'll pull it up so you guys can see me flipping through. By the way, give the Family Soups TV some love. If you want to see some riot coverage, he is there. He's man on the scene. He's got to up his grift game, though, because he's like, oh, yeah, send me stuff on Cash App and Venmo. And I'm like, I don't even know how to use those. Can you just put a link? He's not putting a link. I was going to send him a bunch of money. I appreciate it. I appreciate his coverage. Look at this, Smarty. Look at how big this cop is. Look at this guy. He's huge. Look at all. This is not the Munchkin Kingdom around him. Look at how big this boy is. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. These people are even further in the frame. this guy's a monster. Okay, here we go. Let me get some volume just in case. But anyway, yeah, this person just like reaches into a car in their plastic suit, and they're lucky they didn't get just blammed. If they were Jacob Blake, they would have. Okay, so look at him. He's huge. So then they move these dummies over across the street in just a minute here. They're walking around. Move. The cops have like taken hours to move these people a couple blocks. But here's the girl right here. This is the totally not annoying Chica. Here we go.
No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace.
Turn it down a bit.
Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace.
Okay, he starts. I want him to start talking to this girl because she's super smart. A whole lot of nothing happens here, by the way.
Police, no justice. Prosecute the police. Folks swear no justice, no peace.
Okay.
Prosecute the police. Folks swear no justice, no peace.
I don't know who they're flipping off.
Prosecute the police.
We gotta look for the. So what we're looking for here is the real good spicy insults, the good insults. That's what we're got. Yeah, hit F5. The stream is back, but most of this thing was absurdly uneventful. But yeah, there's one section I wanted to get to because it's perfect. Your wives are cheating on you. Your kids are gonna hate you. I hope your wife is sucking your homie's dick. That was good. That's a good one right there.
You endanger the human race.
These cops in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota are endangering the human race. We got to get that one. These are the first people to think of I'm not protected or served. That was good. Xanter1 brings up a good point. He says, please tell me that gas station in the background is named the Pump and Munch. It is the Pump and Munch, and I have already vowed to go to the Pump and Munch the next time I'm in the cities. I am going to take on this sacred duty for you guys. I'm going to the Pump and Munch. I'll take a selfie out front or whatever. I wish I knew about it long ago. Just walk around like this for a while. Their black skin is not a threat, that person. Just so you know.
Every single one. You have no clue.
This is, I don't know if people understand that. I don't think that this is convincing the cops that they're doing the wrong thing. Like, I know there's a couple LEOs or former LEOs in the chat. Can one of them just chime in and let me know? Has anyone ever heard, have any of you guys ever heard, fuck the police, y'all are a danger to the human race, and thought you were doing the wrong thing? Just let me know if you have.
Black lives matter. Fuck your feelings, bitch. Say his name.
Okay, come on, talk to the chick. She's a gem. Oh my God. See what I mean? Nothing is happening.
Like dumb comments, but yeah, that's okay.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'm
Here we
having
go.
a hard time
Listen to this guy. I'm gonna coach him.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time telling who's actually trying to be serious on the stream right now. There's a lot of dumb comments, but yeah, that's okay.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop worrying about the stream. Your job is to watch the street. Don't look at the chat.
Wake up, pig!
There's definitely more than 5 people here, you guys. There's definitely more than 5 people.
He's getting actively trolled by the chat at this point. Like, there's like 5 people there. No, there's more. Okay, bring up, where's...
We're back, bitch! And we're back! And we're better! Again! Better than every single one of y'all! Fuck you!
Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! No justice! No peace!
It must be Precinct 12 or something like that, I'm guessing. Sir Keckington, this is just from like an hour ago in Brooklyn Center, suburb of Minneapolis. That's what we're looking at, so here we go.
Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! No justice! No peace! Prosecute the police! Fuck 12!
Yeah.
No justice! No
Get it.
peace! Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! No justice! No peace! Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! No justice!
You just saw it. Twerking at the cops, it works every time.
No peace! Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! No justice! No peace! Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! Justice! No peace!
12 is slang for police? Oh, okay. I thought they were 5-0. When did they become 12?
Y'all bitch me! Bitch me! Fuck all of y'all! Bitch me! Bitch me! Bitch me! Bitch me! Bitch me!
For all the people who are on the other
Is my favorite actress in this movie. This girl wins Best Actress, guaranteed. They asked her to take on, look, they're like, we need you to be more urban. You know she's actually got an English accent or whatever. Like, we need you to be more urban. Listen to her dialect and inflection. It is magnificent.
other side on their team for all the buildings y'all are crying about for burning down. Them buildings got life insurance. Everything gonna be back. You see
Them buildings got life insurance. Everything gonna be back. This, do they know what potential they have? How great. They have such a future ahead of them. This is... I would hire her to do voice work any day. I'm dying.
how the city was already remade? Yeah, Dante right? He not coming back. He don't got no life insurance to bring him back. Fuck is wrong with y'all?
Bitch! That's not a bitch!
Say it again.
Y'all think this a joke, but we're not joking, y'all. We're not joking.
Here, if you can't figure out what's happened because of the random soy thing yelling at the cops, he's imploring the prophetess to speak to the camera because there's a bunch of idiots in the comments. You can't make it up. That was his go-to. That was his plan. I love this. This guy, he is probably my favorite independent media person right now. I'm sorry to Tim Pool. I'm sorry to Andy No. You have been upstaged by the family soup because he did this. He's like, no, I need you to talk to the camera and address the haters on my live stream of like 85 people. That's the good plan here.
Let me see.
Here we go.
Y'all lame as fuck. On my soul, y'all lame as fuck.
They said buildings don't have life insurance.
Buildings don't have insurance. Y'all seen how fast they built that Target back? All the Targets, everything that was built. Fucking Utah, you see how they rebuilt Northside? They gonna do it again.
They gonna do it again. They gonna do it again.
They gonna continue to rebuild everything while they continue to kill our people.
Our people. Oh, I'm sorry. Where's the epidemic of white women being shot by the cops? I must have missed it. That was while I was in the bathroom or whatever. There was a big wave. Look, I had a big burrito. It took me a little while. And then there was just a rash of white women shootings by the cops, our people. Getting blown away left and right. I mean, I'm...
These buildings have insurance. Everything gonna come back. That boy ain't gonna wake up and feed his son tomorrow morning, but that don't matter to y'all, right?
It does matter to me, actually. Listen, lady. I've heard about white chicks. I know about them. Listen to me. It actually really matters to me. I'm really frustrated about this one. Look, this guy was, he had a warrant out for his arrest. Is for a gross misdemeanor, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. And he tries to run from the cops. She negligently discharges a firearm thinking it's a taser. She may have been justified in using a firearm. It's not that close of a question. She's probably would have been justified using a firearm. She didn't want to kill this guy. She was just dumb. She's just dumb. That being said, I have a problem with when a cop is dumb or makes a mistake and someone dies. I actually do really care about that. Like, for one thing, I care about the guy that got killed. For another thing, that cop didn't want to shoot that guy. You can hear it in her voice. We'll listen to it in a little bit. I mean, she made a huge mistake and someone's life was lost. That is a tragedy. She should be disciplined for it. She should probably be fired. Shouldn't be on the force anymore. But at the same time, like this is different than pulling a gun and shooting someone because you wanted to shoot him. And again, we're going to talk about how difficult it's going to be to prosecute that police officer. But I take umbrage. I take umbrage with this young lady and her assertion that y'all don't care about that. I very much care about that. And we're going to go through the shooting and talk about how screwed up it was as we go on this show. But yeah, I can care about that and care about the fact that you're burning down buildings. Like, I don't think that's the answer. Daniel Lindsay, I disagree, man. I disagree. A gross misdemeanor is not a life sentence for anybody. Lots of them are expungible. Actually, I believe that all of them are expungible after probation is done. We've got to stop that thing, by the way. Like, oh, well, someone committed a crime, so nothing of value is lost. We don't know that about this guy. Like, he's made a bad decision. Sure. He made a bad decision trying to run from the cops. Yes. Does that mean his life had no worth? Like, this is not a felon. This is a gross misdemeanor. I don't go that far. I don't go that far. But that, up to you. That's fine. I don't think so. I don't think that means that that nothing of value was there. I know people with gross misdemeanors who've turned their life around too. So I don't go there automatically. He might be. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the guy. I'm guessing you don't either. But that's my personal opinion on this. But that being said, rioting over it's pretty stupid. And I mentioned this on Twitter. When protest has become cultural rather than countercultural, and you've got a cottage industry around it, like people know they can start selling Antifa masks, they can start selling BLM merch, they can sell the protective equipment, they could sell, you could probably market a specific leaf blower if you wanted to. You can do all that. Protests have lost their worth when they're part of the culture. Protesting is supposed to be countercultural. If protesting is cultural, you're not changing at that point. The culture's already with you. So you're not actually being countercultural, and the protest loses its effect. And that is the problem here. That's the issue that they've got, is anytime anything happens, they don't care about the facts, they don't care about the law, they don't care about anything. We've suddenly got a riot because it's cultural to riot. That's not how this works. If it's become cultural to riot, then it's not about the issue. It's about waiting for the cultural opportunity. And that isn't how change is made. That actually is the groove now. We know this. Anytime there's a shooting, the first thing that happened when this shooting popped up was shooting in Minneapolis, there's going to be riots. That's going to happen now because that's cultural. It's no longer countercultural. And there's race pimps, there's opportunists, there's everybody out there looking to turn this thing around for their own personal use and their own personal aim. It's now a show, and it's a show that's part of how everything is going normally. What would be countercultural? Honestly, could you imagine this? If the protest was, instead of getting out and go lining up in front of a police station and screaming a whole bunch of nonsense chats, the countercultural protest would be to maybe do something absolutely silently, completely silent, not in front of a police station, nothing else. The counterculture would literally be a silent prayer vigil somewhere. That would be countercultural. That would draw attention. That would be something different. It would be everybody going in to like a whole group of people all dressed the exact same, going in somewhere and sitting down. Not disruptively. But we're not in normative culture anymore. We're out of that. Normative culture is dead. It's tradition and it's gone. So now we've got counterculture has become normal culture. And now the counterculture would be to not do this. And that's not going away. That's not going away. For a while. Not for a while. And it's going to have no effect. There will be no progress made from any of this stuff. Okay, let's get back to my favorite actress.
He deserved to die, right? Nah, but if that was y'all kids, it would be a different story.
It wouldn't be a different story. I don't think he deserved to die. I mean, I think it was a terrible, terrible mistake that happened, but
this building right here, it's got insurance.
What do you got against the pump and munch, bitch? What's your problem? Actually, she has no idea if the pump and munch has insurance. And I'm going to say it again. Typically, riots are in the exemption section of your insurance policy.
If it got busted down, it's going to be rebuilt tomorrow.
Nope.
That mother ain't going to be able to hold her son ever again.
He was pretty big. I don't think she was going to hold him again anyway.
You don't mistake a gun for a taser. A taser is 10 ounces. A gun
is how many? Where are the gun facts? Where are the gun facts? She was going to drop some hot some hot Second Amendment action on us. Oh, man.
They're just leaving crazy comments.
It's okay.
They weren't even leaving crazy comments, by the way. No one was really saying anything crazy at all at this point. But
Y'all gonna be mad. But guess
No
what?
one was
Communities
mad.
come together.
You aren't coming together. This is the opposite of coming together. You're telling a group of people who didn't shoot that kid that they're all terrible. This is the thing that doesn't compute, right? Not a single officer there shot this guy. Not a single one of them. And they're imposing this, which is the exact opposite of what they want, right? They're imposing the liability and the actions of the one officer who made a terrible, terrible choice onto all of these other cops. Those cops didn't do anything. Most of them probably have never, had to discharge a service weapon at someone. I hope. I guess I don't have the stats on how often service weapons are discharged in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. But I'm guessing it's not that many. Like, despite well, never mind.
And y'all gonna be outnumbered. We kicking racists out of the country and we killing them.
Oh my goodness. Did she just say we kicking rices out of the country and we killing them? Because I think she meant racists, but I heard rices, which makes me think that she hates Asians. Or maybe she's just like, we got basmatis, we got jasmines, we got sushi, we got long grain, we got short grain, we got Egyptian short grain. All them rices getting out of the country. We killing the rices. Y'all risottos, fuck y'all. Y'all next. We're close. We're close to being done with her, but this is my favorite person.
Yeah, drink
that water, pig.
Yeah, drink that water. They just have to scream. They have to scream something. So they're like, that guy's got a water bottle. Yeah, you drink it, you scumbag pig, piece of shit. Drink that water.
Drink your water.
They did just walk like 5 blocks in gear, man. They probably are thirsty. They've been dealing with y'all.
Fuck your water. Fuck your water. Starve and be dehydrated, you fucking pig.
Nasty pork booty body ass boy.
Y'all fat ass bitches.
Remember who's calling him fat in just a minute when we get a look at the doughboy screaming. I'll point him out.
Nasty cardboard pork chop. Yeah, drink that water, bitch. Fuck you out there. Y'all that smell like drink that water, bitch.
You're gonna need that water.
Fucking out stay hydrated, bitch. You're not going nowhere.
Stay hydrated. We be here all night, all day. I got a job, but fuck the job. I'll call in.
I got a job. I'll call in to my job. You don't have a job. Stop it. Just, we know. We know, brother. We know.
I'll call in my job. I'll call in my job. The job's so high as yours.
I'll call in on mine. You don't know me. I'll call in on my job. I won't even go to work. I won't even go to work. Do these people not understand? Like, no one can take this seriously. Don't even get. What is his deal? That's a white guy, by the way. Remember, we are still in Minnesota here, so I'll show you this guy in just a minute.
Y'all so high and mighty. Fuck all of y'all. Prosecute the police. Fuck well.
I can't breathe. Does that trigger you? I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
None of them can breathe.
Pass up the water, come on!
Yeah, Proz.
Jenny, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I have no idea. I can GPS it.
Yeah, GPS it. That'd be good. Oh no, you guys in the chat over there with their fried rice matters, you better stop.
That's what happened when you mess with Minnesota. We a community out here.
This is what happens when you mess with Minnesota. A bunch of people stand around screaming in the middle of the night. We're a community out here. You better watch out. All right. You know the cops are from Minnesota too.
They've been standing there for like half an hour not doing anything at all. I'm like, okay. Like, what the fuck's going on with that?
Yeah, of course they're standing there for a half hour not doing anything. Nobody's threatening the cops right now. Like, they don't need to do anything. They removed you from the police precinct. Now, I didn't show you guys. When I started watching this, there were a bunch of people right around the fence, around the Brooklyn Center Police Department. Like, they're crowded in, packed in very close. And eventually the cops got tired of it, started shooting fireworks and throwing the tear gas in. And they dispersed that crowd real quick. It got real, really dealt with really fast.
Oh, you talking shit, bitch. Come over here and talk shit to me, bitch.
I like how the cops are just sitting there. These guys.
Fuck y'all, and fuck your mom, and fuck your dad, and fuck all of you.
I hope my kids bully y'all kids. My kids.
I hope my kids bully y'all kids. Oh, Pumpkin. Like you don't have a lifetime membership to Planned Parenthood right now. Come on now. My kids, you need to stop. You need to stop.
My kid will kill your kid. And kill your kid.
No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police.
No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. Fuck
No
12.
justice, no peace.
Prosecute the police.
Oh, yeah.
No justice, no peace.
I'm into this chant.
No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police.
Fuck 12.
No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police.
So many angry people on YouTube. Jesus.
At the time he said that, there's like 120 people, and like, man, I've seen angry people. I don't know if I'd classify a bunch of people memeing in a live stream as angry, but okay.
Hey, look, why someone just text me? I'm literally watching you on live with your friend and the guy.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
What news channel are you?
Oh, it's
He's on YouTube.
I was trying to tell this guy, he wasn't listening to me in the chat. I'm like, get her number, bro. You're in. You got it. You're a big media man. You're there on the scene. She's talking to your camera. She clearly likes it. Her friend is messaging her. This guy had a golden ticket. All he had to do was turn it in. I don't think he did.
Yeah, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook.
Y'all buildings have insurance. Our people's lives don't.
Your people's lives probably do. But that being said, we're almost done with this segment. I'm waiting for the best supporting actress to show up. Believe me, this is best actress. Best supporting actress is showing up real quick. Real quick.
Your buildings have insurance. Our people's lives don't.
And I gotta clip out the best supporting actress for Drexel because he needs to see it.
Your buildings have insurance.
Somebody keeps asking for your number.
People's lives don't. Your buildings have insurance.
But these people's lives don't. Fuck the building. Burn them all. Burn them all. Burn it down. Burn it down.
on.
Black lives matter. 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 Black lives matter.
Nod to me again so I understand that you mean
Black
it.
lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
Black lives matter, bitches.
And for all the white people watching,
Never buy her a mirror. Please, dear God, don't do it. If that girl's parents are watching, please never buy her a mirror. Don't do it. Just let it go. It's okay.
y'all need to stand up when y'all sitting at your family gatherings, eating y'all dinner, and your auntie make a racist comment. You check that bitch.
You check that auntie bitch.
Otherwise, you are the problem too. You check your friends. You check your family. Because if you ain't checking them, you are the problem too.
And like Joe Biden, you check the kids. You check them twice. You sniff them.
Let them know, bitches. If you can suck black dick, you need to put your ass on this fucking line. I'm tired of y'all Karens. Bring your asses out here.
Did you catch that? Did you get that? Oh my God. We gotta go back. We have to go back. This lady's my hero.
Let them know, bitches. If you can suck black dick, you need to put your ass on this fucking line. I'm tired of y'all Karens. Bring your asses out here.
Yeah, Karens. If you can suck that black dick, get your ass on the line. Right now. Get out there. What are you even doing watching YouTube? Get to the line.
Let them know, bitches. If you can suck black dick, you need to put your ass on this fucking line. I'm tired of y'all Karens. Bring your asses out here.
So, here we go. Now, I can't let the potential of the comedy of this coming moment go to waste. I can't do it. I can't leave it to you, chat. I love you, but I don't trust you. If I just let this play, there's a comedic moment that's about to happen. But I don't trust the chat to catch it. All of you, I know some of you, you know who you are, would catch this, but I don't trust everybody. So I want you to know that the comedy has not ended when this lady leaves. So I'm going to back it up one more time because I love this speech. It should have been in Braveheart. And then I'm going to let it play. And you just need to wait. Okay? Here we go.
Let them know, bitches. If you can suck black dick, you need to put your ass on this fucking line. I'm tired of y'all Karens. Bring your asses out here.
Y'all see these police?
Who's the first one up to the plate? Who is the first one up to the plate when the offer of sucking black dick shows up? You see this? Who is the first man out the gate? He is ready. He is right there.
These officers, they bitch me. And so are you if you're not here. Bitch me.
You couldn't write it. You can't write it. You would be thrown out of any studio. They'd be like, no. No way. You cannot. First of all, you cannot have a proud black queen come out and demand that the Karens come suck black dick right now. You can't do that. But I definitely cannot let the first responder to that situation be an obviously homosexual man. We cannot allow this. This studio will collapse immediately.
Here Period.
Let them know, bitches. If you can suck black dick, you need to put your ass on this fucking line. I'm tired of y'all Karens. Bring your asses out here.
Y'all see these police officers? They bitch made. And so are you if you're not here. Bitch made.
That was the guy also calling the cops fat earlier. Oh. Baka, you missed it? You missed this, Baka? One more time. One more time. Baka, this... That's a bad pause right there. Baka, this is coming to you from a suburb of Minneapolis. This is about an hour and a half, hour 45 from my house, okay? You have to understand an unfortunate incident occurred where a police officer thought they were tasing a young man, and turns out they shot him to death. And now there's a protest, okay? So here we go, Baka. This is for you. This is for you, Baka, down in the fake land of Australia, to understand what it's like here in the U.S. This is a perfect introduction.
Period.
Let them know, bitches. If you can suck black dick, you need to put your ass on this fucking line. I'm tired of y'all Karens. Bring your asses out here.
Y'all see these police officers? They bitch made. And so are you if you're not here. Bitch made. Fuck the 7 o'clock curfew. We outside, bitch.
You said where I'm at?
You said where I'm at? Bitch. You said where I'm at?
Hey, hold on, y'all. Where we at? Where we at? We outside, bitch.
We outside.
That's on the wrong people. Y'all should have picked somebody else.
Y'all chose the wrong people. You should have picked somebody else. As you can tell, the cops have had a devastating defeat at the hands of the people yelling, no justice, no peace, prosecute the police. Oh, God. Oh, man. I'm done with the stream. Y'all, literally, check out the Family Soup TV on YouTube. Wait, I want proof. Proof. Respect to my mans, the Family Soup. Subscribed. Notification bell. All. I want to know when this man is going live again. I want to know. If you want your dose of Antifa and Black Lives Matter coverage, you got to check out the Family Soup TV. The man is out in the streets. He is in those streets, risking life and limb. He is surrounded and with all kinds of dangers. Drexel, can you imagine the category of life hurricane that Drexel would put this man in? It'd be a category 7. It'd be a category 7 hurricane, something nobody's ever even seen before. He's surrounded by Drexel's favorite kind of women. He's surrounded by thoughts. He's surrounded by people making questionable life choices out in the streets. This man is in danger. He is in danger all the time. He's risking everything. Some risked all, right? And that's him. The channel link, I'll link it in the chat. Here we go. Or I'll link this video in the chat. You can find his channel there. Oh, God. Breck says, I love how that guy is showing people's faces and they don't care. Yeah, none of them. Fine. Don't even worry about it. And for most of them, they're probably going to be okay, but not a lot of criminal activity going on right now other than a curfew violation. Who knows what happens in the other parts, but oh my gosh. He blocked his own mod? No. Oh God. I legitimately want to talk to the Family Soup TV. I think that would be a fascinating Q&A, don't you? Oh goodness. All right. So whew. I want to talk to that guy. I don't know if he'll ever reach out. I'll try and message him. I don't know how to. Maybe I can find some information on him somewhere. Oh my goodness. You don't think talking to someone who has a completely opposite perspective would be really interesting? Okay. All right, anyway, so a couple chats came in before the show. I got to get those going. We got to do the chats, and then we'll watch Taser in a minute. I wanted to get that before the stream came down. I don't know if the guy's going to keep it up or not. You know, I'm not saying he's going to take it down. I just don't know. I don't know him. I don't know anything about him other than what I've seen today. What I've seen today, I know a lot about him. I don't know if he'd like me, but I like him. And that's really all that matters. His car's inside the locked area. Oh gosh. Okay. All right, let me see where we left off. Solemn. We've got Doozy says, just a donation to say thanks for all the entertainment. Thank you, Doozy. The Dragon's Treasure says, no one from the other stream bought any tea, so now I'm sad. I'm going to burn down some buildings in my suburb unless literally everyone buys my tea. No justice, no tea. Black teas matter. So there you go. Yes, I heard that Razor got banned from Twitch. I heard he has no idea why. He said he doesn't care. He has no idea why he got removed, but I did see that. I think it's lame. Very lame. Tired of all this banning. All right, next. Yeah, see, he just has Cash App and Venmo like names. This guy needs serious grifting lessons. You gotta drop the links. Look, if you don't have super chats or whatever, you gotta drop the links. Cause I would donate to this guy in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. But I don't know how to use Venmo or Cash App because I'm a boomer. Oh, that's sad. Okay. Let's see what's next. I got to look up one I think I missed yesterday. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. For what? Like they probably can't prosecute the lady, but the other police didn't do anything. This is from yesterday's stream. I missed it because of stupid Streamlabs and how they're doing things now, but it says, this is from Nick Ricada. It says, note to self, make more anonymous accounts, donate to Vic's GoFundMe, wear blackface, and donate some more with new identity. Find nearest homeless person, tell them to find internet, and give money to donate to Vic's fund. Ron will never know. Thank you for that donate or for that thing. And so if you guys don't know, I was hey Camelot, what's up, buddy? I'm doing great. We're just watching these riots a little bit here in beautiful Minnesota. I was watching I was watching the riot from my hot tub. So that was fun. I was, I got tired of standing around in my house watching the riot on my phone. So I went and I went and got in my hot tub. And if you want to see proof of that, I posted it on Locals. So you can see my selfie camera right alongside the YouTube stream that I was watching, because I have a Surface Duo. So it had both screens up so you could see both of them. I wanted people to know that I was telling the truth. I wasn't just taking a photo from the hot tub and saying, oh, I'm watching the riot. I was watching the riot in the hot tub. So yeah, it was good times. Good times. Someone bloody random says that streamer is padded up to the nines, wearing more protection than the cops. Yeah, he said that early on when they were still at the police department. He said he was really protected. They were firing rubber bullets a lot. I think they were rubber bullets. I don't know if they were the rubber bullets or if they were little pepper spray balls or whatever, the paintballs. But they were firing less than lethal rounds or whatever into the crowd quite a bit early on. And the crowd would get really mad and they're like, we're going to throw bricks. And then plap, 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 plap. And they're like, why are you shooting us? Like, you just said you were going to throw bricks. I don't know. I would have shot you too, probably. But yeah, so it was fun times. I know for a fact that I could not be a cop. I would be prosecuted in a heartbeat. I would be, if I were a cop, I would be in prison immediately. No justice, no pap, pap, pap. He was coming right for me. Anyone else want to say? Anyone else? Anyone else want some justice or peace? Because I want some peace and quiet. I would be a terrible cop. Terrible. And then like when they're all in the line and they got their sticks, and they're standing there, and then some dude is right in their face, like breathing into their grill, calling him a pig or what. I would smack that guy so hard. Oh man, I would be immediately in prison. It'd be bad. That's why I don't do it. That's why I leave it to people with much better temperaments than me. All right, Ace Brain 2003 says, I hope those rioters spare your new Vietnamese donut shop. Oh, it's pretty far from where they are. It's on the opposite end of the suburbs. It would be a mess. I at least hope the shop has life insurance. These buildings have life insurance. Look, I was a licensed insurance producer. I've done all the training. I'm pretty familiar with the insurance industry, both life and health and property and casualty. I can. I'm not licensed anymore, but I can still tell you a lot about it. And buildings do not have life insurance. I have extensive training on the subject. Though I am not an expert, I do have extensive knowledge, and buildings do not have life insurance. It's not true. Okay, but BG Willia 21207 says, remember the accidental shooting of Oscar Grant on January 1st, 2009 by BART police officer Johannes Merschel, thinking he also had a taser in hand, found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Ooh, but the 2019 accidental shooting by a female police officer in Kansas, I believe, was her case was dismissed. So, we'll see. Mithrin Emmer says, come on, man, this is just the spring of love. The police totally overreacted to being pelted by bricks and frozen cans of soda. How very dare they order those peaceful protesters to disperse? You have to also understand, the cops didn't do anything to those protesters until like an hour and 20 minutes after curfew. It was like an hour and 20 minutes after curfew before the police even started really acting in any particular way. They were wildly deferential to that crowd. Wildly deferential. Sheila Alien says, did the tasers feel like guns to the operator? Not really. There are a lot of difference between a taser and a handgun, particularly a Glock. The only thing that's similar is I believe they both have a polymer handle, but the weight is different. The distribution of weight is different. The grip on the taser is smaller, I believe, than a handgun. Like your fingers would wrap all the way around the taser grip, whereas the handgun, they probably wouldn't. Of course, she's a lady; she might have smaller hands, so I don't know about that. But they are pretty different. But that being said, you're in a high intense situation. Typically, what I hear they do is have the taser on one side and your firearm on the other side, so that there's less of a chance to make that mistake. But we're gonna watch the video. We'll watch it in a little bit, and then we'll, you guys can decide for yourselves on that. And I'm gonna talk about some issues with prosecution that may come up here in Minnesota. So, Morty J says, "Hey Nick, I was lucky to hear about Vic re-showing up on Saturday after Friday's bad news. Got my butt out of bed, made it there, and had a great time hearing Vic and having lunch with him and others. Hail Rigsby and Fenrir. Oh, cool, man. I'm glad you got to do that. That's awesome." DJ Wisdom says, "Appreciate your informative content, Nick. No justice, no peace." I think they need to put more soul into it, frankly. You can't chant. You got to sing. Breck says, "We wear our tasers cross-draw on the opposite side of our belt." Right. So, if you're right-handed, you got your pistol right here on your right hip. You got your taser on your left hip, and you're supposed to, it's a completely different motion to draw the taser versus drawing the pistol. And so that's the idea there. The GM, she didn't have to disengage the safety because she's got a Glock, and it has the handle safety, where if you are gripping the grip, I guess, of the pistol, you actually disengage the safety in that way. It prevents an accidental discharge, but if you grab the gun, you are actually disengaging the safety at the point that you grab it, and the trigger is hot at that moment. So, that's how those work, I think. Or it's a trigger safety. Oh, yeah. Okay, so a trigger safety, it's got like the trigger is forked, and it's got a little thing like this, and so when you grab it, it pulls it back. Sorry, I was thinking my 45 has the grip safety. My bad. Thank you, chat. I've never claimed to be an expert on guns, and I will defer to the chat's wisdom 99% of the time. So thank you for correcting that. But yeah, same basic premise there. There's not like a safety switch that you would have to disengage. All right. Anyway, Tina says, "Nick, don't go into the pump and munch bathroom. You already have enough kids." I'm definitely going to the pump and munch. I'm definitely going to. Wolfreak says, "You think pump and munch is bad? There's a gas station in Colorado called the Come and Go. Oh, we have those in Minnesota too. They're amazing." CAD Computers TV says, "But Nick, she from the street and that Target store was raping our people. Word to my homies." Yes. Easist Donic Dom says, "When you press the wrong button on the keyboard to change weapons." Oh no. Oh man, that sounds like me playing Doom Eternal. Ryan Cannell from RK Outpost. Hey, what's up, Ryan, man? How you doing? if you're still here. He says, if I were those cops, my taser might suddenly start feeling very heavy. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I would be terrible at this. I would be such a, I have no patience at all. 200-watt studio says, Nick asking for a friend, being a fellow Minnesotan. You got a line on Dollar Store Rogue's phone digits. She's crazy in the street. She must be cray-cray in the sheets, baby. She needs to wear that snorkel parka, too. That snorkel parka? What are you doing, man? Why you got to be like that? But no, if I get a line on her number, I'll let you know. If you get called up by an angry black lady, it might just be her, so chill out. The streaming dude said he'll check your channel out after his stream. Oh no, why would you do that? Oh, I hope he pops in. That'd be great. Please be nice. I like that guy. I'm trying to help him grift. See, if we would have gotten him set up with text to speech, two things would have happened. If we could have gotten that guy set up with text to speech today, two things would have happened. One, he would have gotten rich. Two, he would have died immediately. Teddy Richards, how am I ignoring you? Oh my gosh. John Stern says, I guess we can expect Black Hawk Down 2 will be based in Minnesota. Oh no. Look, I trust that the chat will be polite. I'm belchy today. What's up, Amaranthus? How's it going? I'm belchy today. I made collard greens, and there's literally not a joke there. I bought collard greens at the store the other day. I made collard greens with bacon and sausage. So good. I love me some collard greens. But the gray one says, evening, Nick. Real talk. I never can understand the moral grandstanding of these people. Do the single black mothers who can't shop for their kids because the store is gone matter? Yes. Black business owners? Yeah, they matter too. Of course not. It's sick. Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. You're saying from their perspective, it doesn't. Yeah, that's a shame. It's a shame. Texas Red says, Ghetto Gaggers, Gone Wild, Minnesota 21. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. I didn't use a ham hock because they're hard to find around here. Believe it or not, they shouldn't be, but they're kind of tough to find in my area. So I used bacon and sausage. DS says, hey, Nick, if I'm in my apartment watching your stream and a mob of 50 rioters outside my apartment start screaming, burn it down, and I can't retreat because I'm in my home, can I pull my Kel-Tec P50 and do the thing? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. Oh, man. Let me say it this way. I would recommend an alternative course of action if it were possible. Oof. William Smith says, Nick, I want to pay for a plug, but I think Super Chat is blocking my channel name or something. Total bull. Shout me out and I'll spam my link in the chat. Original Epic War Fantasy content. William Smith, I would love to let you share your link in the chat, but you can't because links are disabled in the chat. That's probably why. So you can tell the chat where they can find you. Like, you might have to put like parentheses, dot parenthesis. Be careful. be careful with it. I mean, I don't care if you share it in the chat, but I can't. You can't share links. The mods can share links. So if you share it and a mod sees it, they can reshare it maybe. Okay, so check out William Smith's channel, Apilia Multimedia. He said it in the thing. And if one of the mods has the ability to throw that link up, I would appreciate that. Thank you, William Smith, for doing that. Random Blaze says, did you see where the news agencies tried to tell off Chief Gannon for calling it a riot? No, I didn't. I have not been watching the news on this subject. I was just watching it live on this guy's channel. That's all I was doing. Ace of Spades says in Kermit voice, you sound like the guy who says, yeah, I would have joined the military, but if a drill instructor got in my face, I'd knock him out, lol. No, Ace of Spades, you're misunderstanding. I'm not saying I would be a super manly cop. I'm not saying I'd be like a big tough guy. I'm saying I wouldn't have the patience. I have the wrong temperament to be a cop. I'm not saying, I don't even know if I'd knock anybody out. I'd just hit them. Because I don't have, I wouldn't be able to keep my cool. I'm too much of an asshole. Please don't mistake me for, I'm not like, oh, I'd be the baddest motherfucking cop on the planet. No, I'd be the worst cop on the planet, is what I'm saying. But I do like the Kermit voice on that. Thank you. El DeGusto says, Nick, you should get Sophia Narwitz on as a guest. Asked months ago once if she would be a guest, and she said she prefers live stream. She was undercover investigating during last year's riot, and she was there for today's riot. She in Minnesota? I didn't know Sophia Narwitz was in Minnesota. Had no idea. Nick would be a worse cop than a woman. Oh, no. Oh, no. She's in Minneapolis? Oh, bless her heart. I'll have to go visit her sometime. I had no idea. Superstitious Oblivious B says, give us your sexiest ara ara. Ara ara. Ara ara. That's just for you. That's for you, B. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. No. I don't know how to do ara ara. My boner is gone. There you go. That's right. We are prude up in here. Here, I'll do it. I'll do it differently. Hi, Monica. Ara ara. Do you know who my fiance is? Ara ara. There, that's way sexier. Way sexier. All right, let's do. Let me find the. Where was it? Excuse me. Gotta find the TASER video. Here we go. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. My new favorite song. James Brown should do it. Ow! Okay. All right. As a warning, this video clip is 36 seconds. You will watch someone get shot It is graphic in that way. It does not, you will not watch someone die. He dies later down the street. It's not particularly bloody, but, you know, it is someone getting shot. I don't want anybody to be caught off guard. Also, deal with reality. Here we go. What the? Hold on. I realized how quiet it was. We'll start it back over here.
Don't. You said stop, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'll tase you.
Oh, wow.
Yes!
Okay. I'm pretty sure I heard her say, I'll tase you twice, and then taser, 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 and then blam! Oh, shit. I shot him. Someone says Andy No has a better clip. Let me see if I can find that one. It's kind of tough to find all of his stuff because he tweets so much other stuff. So let me see if I can find it quick.
For the crowd. That's why I made that decision.
It's not that. Looters. Oh, here we go. Here's a better clip. Yeah. Here we go. Audio on the other one was much better. But, I mean... So there you go. Yeah, Yes Man 2044 spoiled it. He said it wasn't a taser. Because it definitely wasn't a taser. That was definitely a cop. I believe she only shot him once, but she did it effectively, apparently. I mean, if you're gonna one trigger pull, I guess you want one kill, and she did it. So okay, let's talk about this a little bit. So there's a whole bunch of evidence that she didn't intend to kill this guy. All right, so that's gonna be a big damper on any sort of prosecution right out the door. That's going to be a big damper on prosecution right out the door. The next hurdle they're going to have is immunity. In Minnesota, the police have immunity when their actions are discretionary. And there's a two-part test. Are the actions discretionary? And then the second part test is, were the actions willful or malicious? The act is definitely discretionary. She had to choose to pull a gun, a taser, whatever. She had to choose to pull the weapon. The next part was it willful or malicious. So we know we have a discretionary act. She chooses to pull a weapon or not to pull a weapon. chooses to pull the trigger, not to pull the trigger. Was it willful or malicious? Did she maliciously kill this guy? No way. No way did she do that. It's written all over that video that was an accident. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of immunity. Because if you or I did that, we would be liable for making the mistake. However, police officers have immunity on discretionary acts because we want them to make decisions and not have the decision-making process be what causes them to not act. So, I think that's going to be a big hurdle in prosecuting this lady. That's going to be a big hurdle. I don't see any way, unless she has a bunch of text messages, right? That are just like her trying to get in bed with David Duke or something. I don't know what it would be. It'd have to be something really dramatic to overcome that. So, that being said, it's very possible that she gets fired, and that's frankly probably the right thing to do. Play Donut's video. People are saying it's pretty short. We can check that out. I like Donut. It's 4 minutes.
Hi, everyone.
Guys, make sure you check out this video on Donut's channel. I don't want to, I'm not trying to take his content or anything. Let's see what he has to say. I'll see if I agree.
Donut here. Y'all want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Dante Wright. That's him right there. 20-year-old Dante Wright.
Wait, are we supposed to watch this whole video? Because I'm not super comfortable doing that. But I mean, I guess I can. Or should we just watch the breakdown?
Shooting took place in Minneapolis, where, of course, the George Floyd shooting happened and the trial.
Oh, Donut. Clearly uninformed. George Floyd shooting. He was firing rocket knees out of his side. I'm just kidding. He's just misspoke. It was a joke.
Is going on right now, so tensions are super high. Couldn't have come at a worse time. Let's just watch the video. It's pretty easy to sum this video up in like a couple seconds. Dude had some warrants. They went to arrest him. He tensed up. The cop was like, don't do it. He jumped in the car, tried to drive away. And one officer pulled out her gun, thinking it was her taser. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Watch the video.
I just dropped the link in the chat a couple times here.
As I watched the video and listened to the officer's commands, it is my belief that the officer had the intention to deploy their taser, but instead shot Mr. Wright with a single bullet.
After this, I want to go back and show you guys the taser that's at the guy's, it's on the guy's hip, so you can take a look at the difference in everything that would happen.
This appears to me, from what I viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after, that this was an accidental discharge.
So yeah, that just happened. The officer thought that she had her taser in her hand and shot this dude, and he drove a couple miles and died and crashed. Got like 1,000 DMs today. People saying, "Review this, review this, review this." What's there to review? This is why I like take breaks from doing this for a little bit, because I feel like since 2016 I've been saying something and no one's listening. I'm not trying to throw the officer under the bus, but
to those people who hate those jump cuts, this is why I don't edit videos. I don't like editing videos because they result in jump cuts. It also takes way more time.
using your gun for a taser and then shooting someone to death, even though he was being kind of a shithead, what the fuck? You know why this happened, right? Because of undertrained officers. I saw it when I did my few years as a police officer. Jam up awesome police officers, see it every single fucking day. The whole defund the police movement is the most retarded fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Do you want cops who know the difference between a gun and a taser? Well, then don't defund the fucking police, you idiots. There's another thing I've been saying since 2016, like, train cops to be comfortable in high stress situations. This wasn't even that much of a high stress situation.
No, that's the thing. And just so everybody knows, I'll go into my little point on this in just a minute. That guy was pulled over, I believe, from what I read, for having an air freshener dangle from his rear view mirror. That's illegal in Minnesota. I have seen chicks driving around with Mr. T level of fucking chains hanging off their rear view mirror. That's not true. Is it tabs? Expired tabs? Is that what it was? Okay, I don't want to be wrong. That's what I read somewhere. If I'm mistaken on that, that's fine. Thank you. That is still actually a law. I don't know if it's a primary offense or not. But tabs. Okay, tabs. Got it. That being said, just like you could just mail him a ticket. Like the tab thing. First of all, let me get on my moral high horse. I have a massive fucking problem with registration tabs. I have a massive problem with them. I don't understand why I have to pay the government extra money just to own my own car and drive it around or park it somewhere. It doesn't make any sense to me. Somebody needs to explain to me. Now, I get that there are certain fees that go on there, but those fees are paid by my gas tax. So knock it off. I am so tired of fucking tabs. I hate them. I hope they die. What is a registration tab? It's on your license plate in Minnesota, and you have a month and a year. The little sticker tabs that you put onto your license plate. It's because many people buy the same model car. I don't care. You get your license plate, and then you have your car. I don't know why every year I have to re-register it and pay a giant fee. It's like $400 a car. You don't just need them to drive on public roads. If you have it parked in your driveway with expired tabs, they will ticket it. They will ticket it in Minnesota. Like $27 in Florida. In Minnesota, it's not. It's expensive here. It depends on the year of your car and everything like that. I think for my van, I think it's still like $450. For my car, I think it's like $200 or something. I hate it. I think it's bogus. Expired registration. Why do I have to register my car anyway? The hell's the point? So anyway, in Minnesota, they do it on make, model, and year of the car. Basically, the more expensive your car is, the more expensive the registration is. If you have a Lamborghini, you're paying like a fortune for registration. Anyway, I hate it. I hate everything about it. So I'm going to go back to that. Now, I get it. This guy had an outstanding warrant. They're right to make the arrest on the outstanding warrant. But it's another instance where, this is my ultimate point, every single law, every law that is passed has the potential to end with a bullet. Every single one. And every time a legislator passes some stupid law, or they come up with some stupid new thing, they got to realize that a cop has to enforce it. And that puts the cop in danger. It puts the person in danger, because it's every single one can end up like that. Whether it's loose cigarettes up in New York that ends up with a guy in a chokehold dying, and again, I don't think that the guy wanted to kill Eric Garner. I don't think that cop wanted to kill that guy. I don't think it was racially motivated. It was he made an unlawful move on the guy. Ended up, or I don't know if it was unlawful, but it was against policy because he's a big fat guy and he kneeled on him, on his chest or whatever, and or his back, and the guy ended up dying because he was a big fat guy. Not the same as Floyd, but similar sort of outcome, right? I guess, but different reasoning behind it. So, but I don't think that guy wanted to kill that guy. That was probably one of the worst days of his life. But it was over cigarettes, selling individual cigarettes on the side of the road for like $1. Oh man, big crime. Boom, dead guy. Now you got this one. It's a stupid traffic stop, and that traffic stop ends up with a bullet at the end of the day. Now, they were catching a guy who had a warrant. It's for a gross misdemeanor. So if you don't know how Minnesota works, you have misdemeanor and gross misdemeanor and then felony level conduct. A misdemeanor is up to 90 days in jail and something like up to a $3,000 fine. And then you have a gross misdemeanor, which is up to, I think, a $5,000 or $10,000 fine and up to 1 year in jail. Then at the felony level, sky's the limit, and then prison is the punishment. So over 1 year in jail for a felony, 1 year in prison, I should say. So that's where you go. So he had a warrant out for a gross misdemeanor, and gross misdemeanors can be a whole bunch of different stuff. I don't know what his are. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right? Guess what? He's not getting prosecuted for that case. He beat the charges. He won the game. But yeah, I mean, they're catching a guy, but this isn't, this is not a dire criminal. Like, this is not a dire criminal that's out there. Charged with a misdemeanor and a warrant for his arrest. Yeah. There are lots of people charged with gross misdemeanors out there who have warrants for their arrest. And that's a thing. But that being said, he should not have resisted. Obviously, they were making a lawful arrest. The cops weren't doing anything wrong. The only one to do anything wrong is lady cop drawing her gun instead of her taser and shooting the guy. Aggravated robbery sounds like a felony to me. Illegal possession of a firearm was what the gross misdemeanor was. Okay, well, see, I think those laws are basically unconstitutional as well, but whatever. So anyway, let's keep moving. So wait, so is the robbery thing true? I don't know. I think aggravated robbery is a felony in Minnesota. Pretty sure. Mikkel Camperman, don't tempt me to keep talking. I'll keep rambling all day. Here we go.
You all could have jerked the guy out of his car, which is what the other officers were trying to do. And then he ends up getting shot and dying, which is gonna, oh God, there's already riots. The NFL and the NHL have already canceled their games there for tonight. If you defund the police, you're gonna have shit police officers. You're gonna have shit.
Now, someone in the chat said that she was a 26-year veteran. Daniel Lindsay, I agree with you. That's what I say about everything. You always fight these things in court. You never fight the cops in the street. Ever, ever, ever. I mean, I guess there's some weird theoretical where you could end up fighting a cop, but the circumstances are so damn unlikely that I can effectively say never. So I agree with you. I'm just saying I don't want people to die over this stuff. It's stupid. Like, at the end of the day, Floyd dying over a counterfeit 20 is stupid too. Now, I know a whole bunch of shit went into it and he may have overdosed and all that stuff. I get it. I'm not having an argument about the merits of how he died and who's at fault. I'm just saying it's a counterfeit 20. It's not the end of the fucking world. And he dies and Minneapolis burns down over a $20 thing. It's like, we've got to figure out this police balance, this enforcement balance. We've got to figure that out. And I'm sorry, but comply is not actually the answer I go with. I mean, I want people to comply with lawful orders as much as the next guy, but I want less interactions. And I don't understand why anybody wouldn't want less interactions with police. I don't see why that would be. I would think cops want to have less interactions with people too. But you know, we impose various bullshit on some police. Not all police departments do this, but there's performance-based police evaluations and stuff like that where they have quotas. We know it's a thing, even though many departments say they don't do it. We know it's there. There's issues with that. There are compliance issues, and there's a lot of reasons for those compliance issues that are very complex. At the end of the day, people are responsible for their own actions. I'm not suggesting otherwise, but I would like to alleviate the amount of deaths and the amount of trauma suffered by officers who end up having to shoot someone, because that's not easy on the cop either. And I think anybody who knows a cop who has had to shoot somebody would probably agree that cop probably didn't want to kill people. Now, I'm sure there's some weirdo cops out there, right, who do, but I think there are a lot of cops out there who that is something they have to struggle with for a while. So we've got to find a way to reduce these interactions, reduce the petty interactions, and mitigate in some ways these opportunities. But you know, this is a whole bunch of bad shit happening at once. Like someone getting pulled over on a routine traffic stop, happens to have a warrant. That's the weird event number one. Then happens to try and resist the warrant or the arrest. The very calm, lawful arrest tries to resist it and get in a car. That's weird event number 2 or whatever. And then weird event number 3 is the cop then grabs a gun instead of a taser. Like, it was this guy's time, I guess.
Police officers who don't know the difference between a taser and a gun. What the fuck? Now you got all these awesome jam up officers out there who are trying to do their job. Yeah, go ahead and defund the police and see how that fucking works out. Looks like it's been working out great so far. Not much more to say about this other than, I don't know, chief, maybe properly train your fucking officers. Maybe put them in mandatory jiu-jitsu classes. Be better leaders. How about that? How about you not be such a fucking politician and focus on your officers and not your career? Look out for your fucking community. Don't worry about tea time so much. Don't worry about where you're going to be in a couple years. Don't worry about being elected sheriff again. Focus on your officers. Get them the funding. Give them the fucking proper training they need so this shit doesn't happen. Because you know what? More officers are going to get killed because of this situation. Have a fantastic day.
Poor donut. Poor guy. He doesn't sound like he's doing too well there. But yeah, make sure you check out Donut. He seems like a level-headed dude. He and I probably disagree on some stuff, but he seems like a pretty level-headed dude. But you can tell, man, that guy's been watching people get killed by cops, like as a former cop or whatever. He's been watching, or I don't know if he's still an active cop, but he's been watching guys get killed for years on YouTube now. And I think you can see that's taken his toll on him. We're really close to 1,000 likes, guys. So I've got my I've got a little bit of yellow spot left. But okay. Let's there's a couple more chats here. Nick Surge says, I'm still haunted by that cop we watched get killed. It's not that someone died, but it was that we watched it from his point of view. This one was a lot more tame. Yeah, this one was very tame. I thought about doing another video today. It was a guy who he shot a cop over a traffic stop. It was really bad, and then the cops ended up catching up to him, and he shot them, or they shot him. So 2 people ended up dead there. That was nasty. That guy was a complete asshole. But I didn't want to watch that. You guys, some of you guys have probably seen it, but guy in a big, like in a white pickup truck, and he comes around the back of the pickup truck concealing an AR, and then he just pulls it over the truck bed and blasts a cop. It was awful. And then he walked around, he put him down. That was bad. Bad. All right. This is 2 sips here. I'm not going to do this in one because I don't really feel like pounding this down in one. This is too good of a whiskey for that. So this is 2 sips, okay? All right. Okay, that was good. Joe Mama's Fat says, this is complete BS. I just spent 3 weeks of no work because I got the coof. I just got to return to my 3rd shift job for 2 nights. Now I can't work again for as long as the curfew is in effect. Love the work. Keep it up. Hey, Joe Mama's Fat. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Hopefully you'll be back on the job and that curfew will wind down real quick. Rob Price. Yes. I do thank people for becoming a member. I typically do. So here's how I typically do stuff. I do super chats that are $20 and up first. And then I go back and do pretty much everything else. So I would have gotten to it then, but since you bring it up, thank you. Welcome to super lawyer status. Much appreciated. Let's see. Trump Willis is my name. Nope, I didn't miss yours. It's actually next. I'm getting to it. I'm just enjoying this fine whiskey. Dark Loose G, yeah, you're not that far off, man. I felt really terrible that next day. And I got to make sure and wake up for my meeting with YouTube tomorrow. Trump Willis is my name, says Nick. She was a veteran of 26 years, but 25 of the 26 was on a desk. The only reason she was back on the street was because of all the cops leaving after the first riots. Oh, no. Is Uncivil alive? No. Uncivil died. and I replaced him with a very complex AI. So it took over in his stead. She's the union president. Of course she is. Of course she is. Oh, I wanted to do one more thing with Donut here. I wanted to... Not with Donut, but I wanted to show you guys the... see if we can get a good view of the taser here. So here's the taser. It has a pretty different grip than a pistol. You can see. It's pretty different. So that's it. I noticed it while they were messing around. I just wanted to go back and let everybody get a good look at it. But it's all around. That was a big mess. That was a big mess. Taser's also across the body. Maybe she was colorblind. I don't think she looked at it at all. It wasn't. She's not looking down at her gun here, or her taser as she thinks it is. She's not looking down at the weapon. You know, the body cam is lower. It's much lower. You know, it's down around, I think, like the sternum area. And so it's a completely different view that we get from the body cam than we would get from her eye level. So she's not looking at that. She's looking at the guy. But yeah, it's on the opposite side. Yeah, I know that she should have reached across her body to grab her taser. It's a mess. But like I said, the problem with this case from a prosecutorial standpoint is there's no evidence of intent or maliciousness or willfulness to her action. I mean, it looks like she's just an idiot. And that might be enough to get her immunity. So there's that. Let's do a different cop video. This one is completely different. All right, this is from the Daily Caller. Video is about 3 minutes long. So it'll probably take us 45 minutes to get through. If it were a dude, would it go to court? I don't know if it would. They may have immunity on it. So here we go. Here we go.
Anything but drive this car. You've gone through emails. You've looked at pictures.
Okay.
Everything but drive the car. Okay. It's illegal.
Okay.
Is there a reason you might be doing this, or?
I'm at a... Are you pulling me over because I'm blocking traffic?
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and pull you over then. I'll have you pull into the...
I didn't mean that.
I'll have you pull over into the BP lot, okay?
I didn't mean that.
Hang tight.
This one is the power of the white woman. I love this one.
Pull all the way up, please. Thank you.
May I ask what else you're pulling me over for?
Nothing, ma'am.
Okay, so then am I getting a citation?
Yes, ma'am.
Under Ohio state law, you can only pull me over for texting if there is another offense and give me a ticket.
Well,
All right. Let me humbly suggest to you, if you get pulled over by a cop, you're in an interaction with a cop, and they're citing you or whatever, arguing the finer points of law with them is not a recommended course of action, because either they know and they're giving you the citation, or they don't know and they're giving you the citation. I'll tell you that your legal analysis of their actions in real time is not going to not get a citation. Just don't say anything. don't say anything. She kind of started off okay by saying okay. I would have said nothing. I would have just sit there. Don't answer in the affirmative. But, you know, she chose to say okay. Not the worst thing she can do, because she's just acknowledging what he's saying about the law. However, I would advise just not saying anything. But when you go, are you pulling me over? That's, am I being detained, right? Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll pull you over. She's like, no, I wasn't doing, lady, it doesn't matter. He was, of course, detaining you. He's at your window and he's talking to you in the side of the road or in the middle of the road. You are detained at that point. Like, if she sped off, she knows that she's going to get in trouble for that. Stupid.
I've done this 20 years, and you're wrong. In the city.
I just looked at it.
Next point of thought. If you have just been pulled over for using your phone while driving, I would humbly suggest that you don't tell the cop you just looked it up on your phone while driving. Again, take my advice, leave my advice. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, that's an admission.
Well,
Except for the city of Dublin.
You need to look up the city of Columbus, ma'am. This is the code I'm going to actually give you. It's 2131.44B.
Okay.
I'm actually going to give you a copy of the law today.
Great.
It is primary offense.
Just so you know, also walking up to a
This is...
woman's car, you should have pulled me over. You're lucky I didn't have my pepper spray on me because you scared the ever-living shit out of me as a
you
woman.
would not.
You're lucky that I didn't have my pepper spray on me, because you like scared the living shit out of me and I would have pepper sprayed your ass. This is no, we're not at peak woman moment yet, Hector. Watch out. It climbs the mountain even higher.
If you weren't going through emails,
Sir,
you would probably be more observant.
I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm telling you, as a woman, I'm actually shaking right now.
I'm literally shaking right now.
Because you scared the ever-living shit out of me.
Well, I've made over 7,000 traffic stops, and I've never been pepper sprayed.
But I understand that, sir. But I'm telling you, as a woman, you made me feel unsafe.
Okay.
You hear her starting to cry? She's starting to fucking stop crying. You made me feel unsafe.
I'm a public safety official,
I understand that, but please listen to what I am saying, because you're not listening, because you're seeing this through the eyes of me trying to get out of a ticket, which I'm not.
Oh, you won't get out of it, yeah.
You're not getting out of the ticket, lady. You're not. Let's be real. You're not getting out of the ticket.
Sir,
I can assure you of that.
Sir, can I please finish my sentence?
Go ahead.
As a public employee, I am letting you know, as somebody who is a person who pays your salary.
as you drive around in your Prius, as someone who pays your salary. Oh, do you now? Do you really? Who pays your salary? Yeah. What's your income tax bill, Sweet Cheeks? You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. How much you paying in property taxes? You a renter or you a buyer? What do you got? What do you got? Let's figure out if you actually pay his salary.
Sir, please.
No, I'm no longer going to listen to you. I'm no longer going to listen to you. I'm going to give you your driver's license back.
This man is home AF. Again, I would have slapped a hoe. Right here. I'd be part of the slap a hoe tribe. She'd be done. Like, for me, I would be the worst cop.
What you are being cited with is texting while driving. Great. I gave you a copy of the law. You're going to have three options.
Please have your badge.
Your first option, it's going to be right here, ma'am. It's K. Connor, badge 1300. It's at the bottom of your citation. No, ma'am. You will. All I have to do is provide it to you. It's on the bottom of your citation. So you're going to have 3 separate options. I won't give you your options, Ben. I need your signature. Your signature is not an admission of guilt, but I do need your signature because it's an arrestable offense if you do not.
Oh God! Can you imagine? By the way, let's all acknowledge white women privilege right now. Can you imagine being a dude and acting like this and not getting your ass drug out of the car and having him just beat the shit out of you in the street? Can you imagine not getting your ass kicked for acting like this? Officer, I just have to tell you, as a man, you made me feel unsafe. And as a man who pays your salary, I just think you need to listen to me.
I can't believe that you won't even listen.
No, as soon as you said, I pay your salary, then we're done.
But, sir,
We're
I'm
done.
trying to tell you
We are
so
done.
that you can do your job better.
I've done my job
I would've-
20 years, and I'm
I
protecting
get
the
that.
public from you reading your emails while you drive your car.
Well, that
Drive
hasn't
safely now.
existed for 20 years.
I love her. She gets the parting shot. Well, that hasn't existed for 20 years. Oh. Oh, he nails it. He nails it. She deserved every single bit of that. Oh, damn. I got a couple justice chats I need to read here. My apologies for not seeing them. Okay, we've got Kermit the Frog here says, you got some weak shit there, Nick. Let me show you how it's really done. Ara, suck my dick. Oh my gosh. Let me do that again. You got some weak shit there, Nick. Let me show you how it's really done. Ara, suck my dick. There you go. Thank you, Kermit, for showing me up there. Bad Dragonite says, show idea. Roundtable with Mike the Cop, Donut Operator, After Prison Show, and Alexander the Great TV all on at once. 2 cops, 2 former prisoners, and a defense attorney in the middle. Yeah, first of all, that's a big get on all of those guests individually, so that would be a really tough roundtable show. That would be really tough. So that's that. But a good idea. Yeah, thank you. I don't know how that would come to be, but if it could, that would be fun. All right, what is the other story? I have this thing on business executives and voting. I was going to talk about, but I have another thing to talk about that may be funnier. Have you seen this? You guys see this? You hear about this? You see this? You see this? The CEOs gather to speak out against voting law changes in Georgia, Texas, and other places. They are changing the voting laws. So we can, I mean, this isn't a huge surprise. It's America's businesses. Look, I am a firm believer in Citizens United. I think Citizens United is the right decision. I think corporations have the right to speak in elections by providing their own personal advertisements about a politician. I think that's fine. But at some point, we need to just stop listening to them as far as this stuff goes. So we've got more than 100 top executives and corporate leaders gathered online this weekend to discuss their response to restrictive voting laws under consideration in several states and already enacted in Georgia, according to a statement from organizers of the meeting. And we're going to talk about why this is such horsecockery in just a second. The statement didn't identify the participants, but the Washington Post reported that the meeting included executives from major airlines, retailers, and manufacturers, and at least one NFL owner. Without offering specifics, the statement, issued by the Yale School of Management and 2 other civic groups, noted that the CEOs indicated readiness to act individually and collectively to shore up American democracy, ensure Americans have access to a world-class voting system. Let's take a look at this article from the Washington Examiner, how Georgia's new voting law compares to other states. Pretty interesting. Right? Because it's a racist voting law. That's the problem there in Georgia. So let's see how it compares to other states. Georgia's new voting law has sparked outrage from Democrats and even been called Jim Crow on steroids by President Joe Biden. And we all know that Joe Biden would be afraid of any black man on steroids very much. But many of its provisions have governed elections in other states across the country for years. Can we talk about that real quick? The fact that Joe Biden uses an extremely racially insensitive description of this, Jim Crow on steroids. Like, oh, I'm sorry, Joe Biden, is this muscular black man scary to you? What the fuck is this? If a Republican said Jim Crow on steroids was a bad thing, they would be excoriated, I think. But, maybe not. So here we go. From voter ID requirements to ballot drop boxes and early voting schedules to absentee ballot access, there is little new or unique in the freshly minted Georgia rules. In fact, many of the measures critics are attacking have long been in place in blue states, including Biden's home state of Delaware. Each state Republicans say they passed a law to ensure voter integrity after the 2020 presidential election. After, to ensure, it's not saying anything about the 2020 presidential election. YouTube, get your fingers out of your asses and stop fucking with us so we can just talk about the news, okay? Which was conducted around the country with new rules put in place because of the pandemic. They say the law is designed to increase access for legal voters, but make it harder to commit fraud. But Democrats say the new measures are aimed at suppressing the minority vote, and the bitter battle may be about to begin in Texas, where the state legislature is weighing its own slate of reforms. Here is how a law that cost Atlanta the Major League Baseball All-Star Game and prompted celebrities and CEOs alike to attack Georgia Republicans as racist stacks up the way other states conduct their elections. This is the trick. All we've heard about this law is that it is suppressing voting rights, right? That's all we've heard about it. Benjamin the Rogue says, Nick, you can only slap a hoe as a policy officer if you're Somali. Random Blaze says, what is funny is the airline CEOs griping about it when you cannot even think about boarding a flight without a federally recognized ID and submitting to a TSA COPPA feel. Well, and the fact that Delta doesn't know what to do because Atlanta is the busiest airport in the entire planet. What are you going to do? Shut down Atlanta? What, really? Is that your plan, Delta? Can't do that. Can I put the link in the chat? Sure. There you go. There's a link. But we're only gonna look at a little bit here. I don't want to go through this whole thing because it's a little longer, but we get the gist of it really quickly. Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Massachusetts Democrat, has called the law a despicable voter suppression bill, in part over the changes she says it makes to early voting. Biden has repeatedly said it ends early voting hours before workers can get off their shifts at 5 p.m. But the Georgia law actually adds time to the window in which voters can cast their ballots early and in person. In Warren's home state of Massachusetts, early voting lasts 11 days, according to the National Conference of State Legislatures. The new Georgia law, by contrast, expanded the number of early voting days to 17, mandating the polls stay open for early voting on an additional Saturday and leaving open the option for counties to conduct early Sunday voting as well. Meanwhile, Biden's home state of Delaware has no in-person early voting. The state legislature passed reforms setting aside up to 10 days of early voting at some locations, but voters won't enjoy that access until 2020, according to the Center for Public Integrity. So we know now that it's a more expansive law than Massachusetts and Delaware. Other blue states have far fewer opportunities for voters to cast their ballots early and in person than Georgia or Texas currently have. Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott has lengthened the early in-person voting period to begin 21 days prior to Election Day in 2020. In normal years, it begins 17 days prior. And the legislation under consideration, the Texas legislature would give voters ample time to get to the polls within that period, mandating that polls stay open for early voting 12 hours a day from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's more than 12 hours a day. But I guess it could be any time between 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. But that would be 15 hours, so that's strange. In deep blue New York, for example, voters had only 9 days of in-person early voting before Election Day 2020. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, a Democrat, recently signed reform legislation that expanded early in-person voting to 9 days. He took the opportunity to slam Georgia law as restrictive, even though the bill he was touting provided voters in his state just over half the number of early voting days. I cannot overlook that this early voting bill passed our legislature the same day that the governor of Georgia was signing a law restricting the rights of Georgians to vote, even making it a crime to give voter waiting in line a bottle of water, said Murphy, parroting a Biden mischaracterization explained below. So we've got kvetching and whining over the Georgia voting bill. Turns out, of course, the story is more complicated than that, but it's not about the reality of the bill. That's not what matters. It's about the reality of the legislature that passed it and the governor that signed it. Now, I don't have a ton of love for Governor Brian Kemp in Georgia, but at the same time, like, they are passing these voting laws. They're being characterized as the new Jim Crow, and they're expanding early voting. Hey, what's up, Nate? Nate the lawyer in the chat. What's up, buddy? How are you doing, man? Everybody make sure you check out Nate the lawyer's channel. He has been doing a ton of coverage on the Chauvin trial, and he has lots of criminal prosecution and defense experience to draw off of. Very insightful dude, and may challenge some of your opinions about how the trial is going, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So here we go. Mail-in voting. Many states dramatically expanded voting by mail ahead of the 2020 election in order to accommodate public health concerns about the pandemic. But Democrats and voting rights advocates have worked to characterize states' attempts to return to their pre-COVID-19 standards as stripping people of their right to vote, even in places where the increased volume of mail-in ballots caused confusion and delayed the results in November. Such was the case in Georgia, where delays counting the unprecedented number of mail-in ballots in some counties created confusion that former President Donald Trump and his allies claimed was evidence of fraud. The new Georgia law shortens the window of time in which voters can request their mail-in ballots. That window will now close 2 Fridays before Election Day, which supporters say will give voters more time to receive and then mail back their ballots without missing the deadline. Yeah, so you have more planning available. You can request a ballot earlier, and then you're not requesting it and receiving it, having to immediately fill it out and turn it around and hope it gets back in time. Nate the lawyer, I do have a question for you. Do these buildings have life insurance? Do these buildings have life insurance? That's what I need to know from Nate the lawyer. Most states allow the application process to continue closer to Election Day, so this is an area of the Georgia law that critics characterize as restrictive. 35 states allow voters to request their ballot 7 days or less before Election Day. And then But the difference in when voters can apply for their absentee ballot in Georgia under the new rule isn't all that significant compared to some blue states. Georgians face a deadline of 11 days before Election Day, but New Yorkers, for example, have a deadline of 7 days before. So anyway, here, this is amazing. Georgia law also left intact the state's no excuse absentee voting rules, meaning anyone, regardless of their ability to vote in person, can request a mail-in ballot. Nate the lawyer, do what buildings have life insurance? These buildings. The Pump and Munch, the Dollar Tree, the Targets, do they have life insurance? That's, I gotta know. We watched a video of it was the protests, the new protests in Minneapolis. There's some lady out there saying, y'all, these buildings have life insurance. They're gonna be rebuilt. I was dying. That is more permissive than the vote by mail rules in 16 other states that require voters to provide a reason why they need to vote by mail, such as being physically out of state during the election. Delaware, Connecticut, and New York are among the states that don't currently offer no excuse absentee voting. Voting rights advocates often claim that ID requirements disenfranchise voters of color, and many of them have railed against the Georgia laws for its voter ID provisions, but the Georgia reforms simply extend existing ID requirements. Voters must show ID to vote in person in Georgia to voting by mail. Voters now need to list their driver's license or state ID number on their application for an absentee ballot, and election workers will use that to verify ballots in lieu of signature matching, which critics say is much more subjective. And it is. It is. Someone trying to match up signatures is not the same as matching up a voter number, an ID number. Much more reliable. Oh, excuse me. If a Georgia voter has no ID, they can list the last 4 digits of their social security number instead. So they don't actually have to have an ID. This is Jim Crow on steroids, according to Biden. Just remember that. This law that they are describing is Jim Crow on steroids. Woo. Okay. So that's about enough of that. Anyway, if it's not a surprise, or it shouldn't come as a surprise. But they are misrepresenting the Georgia voter law. They're misrepresenting the Texas voter law. They're misrepresenting all of this. The argument is that somehow reducing expanded access to voting is restricting the right to vote. It almost never is. It almost never is. But let's do one more fun thing before this stream is over. It's one of my favorite activities on earth. And if you've never tried it, may I recommend it? It is sweet. It is called shitting on Popat. Let's take a peek at this. Here we go. Now, I am blocked by Popat, of course. If you don't know what this is about an upcoming video game called 6 Days in Fallujah. It is controversial because apparently it is controversial to depict the Iraq War in a video game. I don't know why that's controversial. Like, Russians have been killed in video games for years, and I don't hear them being like, hey, that is racist against the Russians, right? Look, we are fine. We're only taking over Ukraine. Leave us alone. But this is 6 Days in Fallujah. Eric Kane. I don't know. Do you guys know who Eric Kane is? I don't know who Eric Kane is. But he made a statement that says, if you think 6 Days in Fallujah will trigger you, I have some advice. Don't play it. Don't buy it. All right? There, problem solved. And you don't have to prevent everyone else from playing it or bring actual financial harm down on its creators. Solid advice. It's amazing how you can do this. Like, if you don't like something, just don't. Pretty simple. Now, in context, lots of people are trying to literally have this game banned. People are not just complaining about it. They're trying to have it banned. One of those people is a group of people called CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations. They're a highly potent lobbyist group. And they do not like this game. Okay? So there are genuine calls from genuine political powerhouses to actively censor this game. Popat strolls in, as he is wont to do, with a fucking stupid opinion. Criticizing it isn't censorship. Hey, guess what, dummy? People aren't just criticizing it. They're trying to have it banned. And by the way, Popat has lost all credibility on the First Amendment. All of it. It's gone. This dude is so fucking worshipped on Twitter by lawyers that it's absolutely embarrassing. This guy is so out of touch. I called him the most let's see. I'll have to find it. I think I adequately described Popat. Let me find it real quick. I want to get this right. I want to make sure I get the spice of this tweet just right, because this is where it belongs. Here we go. This is me replying to Eric Kane. I says, "Oh, dude, you ran into Popat, the most out of touch, over-filleted fucking moron on the planet. Sorry for your loss." Because that's what he is. He's got a bunch of dumbasses who float around him and worship every word he said because he used to write a snarky blog. And his snarky blog was fine. It had a bunch of good, like, legal war stories from his time as a criminal defense attorney in federal court. I think in the Southern District of New York or wherever he practiced. I don't even know. Doesn't matter. He's a federal criminal defense attorney. He has great war stories about it. They were great. They were snarky. Then he decided, oh, I know. I'll start injecting my opinion everywhere. He started talking about free speech, and then somewhere he changed. And he was no longer about free speech. He was no longer about free speech. When was that? It was right around 2016. I don't know why that would be. I'm not sure where it would have happened. What might have been the triggering event in 2016 for someone to go through some sort of derangement? Oh, God, at some point I'm going to think about it. I'll think of it. I'll come up with it. But yeah, that was my reply to Eric Kane. I have no idea who this guy is. His thing says, "Happy warrior, bloody diabolical, be excellent to each other." I don't know anything about this guy. Don't know him from Adam. Never interacted with him. But I felt sympathy here as he's trying to deal with Popat. Now we'll go more into the conversation here. Criticizing it isn't censorship. Honestly, dude, I'm extremely confused why you would reply with this. Don't worry, Eric Kane. He's confused as to why he's still alive. I can only assume you aren't up to date on the story. Bing! You just nailed Popat to a T. You just nailed him to a T. Not familiar with the story. Because, as is usually the case, people are conflating calls for censorship with criticism. Oh, but is that the case here, you dummy? Let's find out. Let's see. We'll have to go back to here. This is absolute bullshit, dude. There's literally more than one petition to have this banned. I recommend reading up before making claims that are verifiably false. Here he comes back. All right. Eric, there are attempts to prevent its publication, which I'm fine calling censorship, leaving quibbling aside. Look, it's not censorship if the government isn't doing it. That's what he's trying to do right now. That's the the backup position that Popat has when he got his ass handed to him with a simple comment of, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you dumb old boomer." Leaving quibbling aside, and ludicrous petitions to have it banned, which are calls for censorship. And there are criticisms of it as sick and grotesque. You could tell he just Googled it later, right? And there are attempts to treat all criticism of it as equivalent to censorship, as is typical in the pathologically, hysterically oversensitive to criticism gaming culture. As if Popat knows a fucking thing about gaming culture. This guy is so out of touch, it's pathetic. He doesn't know anything about it. I'm Ken White, and I'm always right. Fuck this guy. So if I don't like art, I won't consume it. And it's highly unlikely I'll try to prevent anyone else from consuming it. Ah ha ha ha! Highly unlikely? Ken? Really? Is that what you've been doing the past couple years? But I'll also call it out if I goddamn feel like it, and fuck you if you don't like it. So he turns from an old man into a petulant child because he literally didn't understand the issue. Look at it's just fucking embarrassing. Eric Haynes, who told you couldn't? It's amazing. He said, "Hey, if you think it's going to trigger you, just don't buy it." That's all he said. That's all this guy said. Is someone stopping you from critiquing a game you haven't played? Nope. You're free to say what you like. Also, stop pretending anyone is saying otherwise. Pretty lame and deeply disappointing. It's not deeply disappointing if you know anything about Popat. So here we go. You really have absorbed the hypersensitivity of the culture you cover, along with some mediocrity. Oh, I'm sorry. Who's the sensitive one here? But I'll also call it out if I goddamn feel like it, and fuck you if you don't like it. The most embarrassing tweet I've seen in a while. Wow. Wow. I had one more thing to say about Popat. I'll give my final thoughts. I've already said it in a tweet, and I'll share it with you here. Where did it go? Eventually, people will realize Popat's ego left reality a long time ago. He's an out-of-touch dope with enough orbiting asteroids to empty out a golden corral at record pace. Couldn't happen to a nicer trash heap. Fuck Ken White. That guy is an old waste of space who is overwrought, overhyped, and frequently out of his depth in his commentary. However, he built up a lot of credibility amongst the online law fan crew, and that is carrying him through bad opinion after bad opinion. Hopefully, he'll retire politely somewhere and just go fucking die peacefully. Years and years from now, and no one will ever hear from him again. It'll be great. Now, I do not wish any harm on Popat. I just wish him to leave the public space because his opinions aren't of value anymore. So, that being said, that's most of the subjects for today. Let's see. Is there anything else on this one? Let me see real quick. No, there's nothing else in that thread. Yep. Okay. Moderators can get a life. Hilarious. Lawyer so high IQ he made Taser X3 his title. Hell yeah. She said taser 3 times. Taser, taser, taser. Blam, 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 blam. Actually, I think it was just blam, but it's funnier with more shots. Okay. Here we go. Wolf Freak says, about an hour ago, I was pulled over for speeding. It's not hard to shut up and smile. Yes, sir. No, sir. Didn't realize I was speeding and have a good night. Here's your warning. Yeah, just don't say anything. That'll get you out of a lot of tickets. Richard Pierce says, one of my most favorite activities. You mean gay sex? No. I mean. Here we go. Let's go with the William Foley says, I loved Popat during his Prenda Law coverage, not so much now, but he did coin the term, it's never RICO. Yep, and when he's right, he's right. When he's right, he's right. And I always credit him when I say, like Popat says, it's never RICO. He's right. I just, he needs to stop talking about speech and stick with what he knows. That'll probably trigger somebody. So here we go. Let's do Justice Chats, then Super Chats, and then we'll wrap up this show. Dark Loose G says, we need a Nick version of Gibbs rules, NCIS. Rule number 1, shut up, moron. The more you speak, the faster you go to jail. No, you need the Pot Brothers. Pot Brothers have already done this. It's called Shut the Fuck Up Friday. Every Friday they have a video about shutting the fuck up. Pot Brothers already nailed it. Nobody needs my help. All right, Night of Hope says, man, to that point, people really don't know how damn hard it is to hit anything with a pistol. The cops shoot a bunch of times because pistols suck. With a rifle, there's some science to it. You can kind of learn how they act. Pistols are way harder to learn. Not a Trumper says, longtime fan. What happened to the Fulton, Georgia suitcase fraud? Oh, that was proven by the media to not be fraud. So I want to make that very clear. The media proved it. The governor of Georgia and the election officials in Georgia verified it. So that was not anything. That was a perfectly normal event that happened in Fulton County, Georgia. So let's be very clear about that. I have to point that out. YouTube wants me to make sure everybody understands the factual scenario that happened there, and there are no questions about it from anybody. Okay? But thank you for asking that question. I definitely appreciate talking about that subject, and I am in no way worried about how YouTube will take my words. Where they counted, see, you've got all these ideas in here that are unsafe. Where they counted after sending everyone home. No, they did not. That was a misrepresentation. It was fact-checked several times. You, sir, I suggest maybe do not have your facts correct. I thought the state had one of the 4 suspects in custody, but never heard anything more about that. You didn't hear about that because that was misinformation or disinformation, and you need to get your facts from an appropriate source, sir. Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Night of Hope says, this bitch sounds so ignorant, Ralph might try to fuck her. Oh, no. Night of Hope says, serious question. How is this not a civil war at this point? Because I don't think we know what a civil war actually looks like anymore. I legitimately don't think we know what Civil War in 2021 America would actually look like, because it wouldn't look like Civil War in 1863. It would look wildly different. So I think that's why. Forky's12 says, you said she would say something stupid and yet somehow managed to underrepresent the freezing temp IQ this woman possesses. Dumb bitches be wildin'. Night of Hope says, I have said a large number of ignorant, stereotypical things, and I didn't get muted at all. This is actually hilarious. Mario Carter says, water got electrolytes. You know what else got electrolytes? Tasers. He ain't got no electrolytes. He got shot. Fuck your water. Shadows King 101 says, so what classification will you give this chimp out? I would say class 4, but there was no white woman rape. Does a BLM blowjob line count as a replacement, though? I mean, I guess. I don't even know. I don't know the classification scale, so I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Gail Schuler how she would classify it, maybe, because she seems to be the expert. I don't put those things into classifications. It's a weird sort of system that she has. Bad Dragonite says, you got to get the streamer on one of your shows. I think it'd be interesting, personally. I think he would have some ideas that I disagree with, if I had to guess. Night of Hope says, I might have sent that channel and a picture of the guy to the Minneapolis Police Department because I'm an effing dick. I don't think he was doing anything illegal. I mean, he's out past curfew, but who cares? Look, curfews are lame. Curfews are stupid. I hate curfews. I was going to actually go to the cities today. I had to do something, but I didn't because of the curfews and the protests and all that stuff. And so that was annoying. Curfews are dumb. I don't like curfews. I don't agree with them. I don't actually recognize the government's authority to have a curfew over me. So that's my thing. Anthony James says, I'm not going to be able to find the video right now, but I'm pretty sure the YouTuber Active Self-Protection has a similar video of a cop shooting their gun, thinking it's a taser, probably from 2019. Adrenaline can lead people to do dumb things. This looks like bad training. Shadows King 101 says, that face when the girl says she got a Zeus kill, but you see a Glock in the feed. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Scott, I don't have fake law books. They're not law books. What are you talking about? They're Warhammer books, you dummy. Why would I have law books? Nobody uses law books anymore. Wolfgang Deo says, hey, Nick, quick question. In an at-will state, can a company fire you for getting in a car accident that wasn't even your fault and are providing doctor's notes to the company? This, unfortunately, is in California. Probably. It's an at-will state. They can probably fire you unless you have contractual protections. Scott, you're saying right? You don't believe me? Do lots of law books have a Titanicus symbol on them? Are they called Mortis? Are they written by John French? Do they look like novels? How many law books have you read? I've read plenty. None of them look like this. Look at this law book. That's probably Fourth Amendment, right? That's a Fourth Amendment book, I guess. It's got the gold leaf on the pages. They look like they've never been read. They haven't. They haven't been read. Can you, let's see. You see the gap? I'm only there. I'm not to there yet. I'm on that one. There's that many more in that series. So I haven't read that one yet. I'm finishing that one, but I'm doing another book. Also, this makes me sad. This one clearly has been read. You can see because the lettering is worn off. That was a shame. That was a good book. Then books is decoration. Yes, you are getting it. Correct. Okay, here we go. Let's see. So yes, Wolf Dragon Fox. Yeah, they probably can fire you for that. It's an at-will state. Unless you have some sort of contractual or union protection, they can fire you pretty much for whatever reason, as long as it's not, based on a protected category like race, national origin, sexual orientation, something like that. Next, Night of Hope says, fuck that. For the record, I want the police to be held to a higher standard, not a lower one. Yeah, me too. I want these assholes to be nervous and worried what will happen if they fuck up. Since when does anybody get to live above the law because they're in authority? Well, since a long time. I mean, immunity, absolute immunity for government employees has been around for a while. It's not that it's correct. It's just old. Silky Johnson says, Karen, blah, 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 strong women. Cop, ma'am, here is the law you broke because your actions are potentially dangerous. Karen, blah, 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 I'm a helpless whammon. Cop, here's your ticket, ma'am. By the way, pussy pass denied. Thanks, Nick. We needed that Chad moment. Bad Dragonite says, fun fact, 6 Days in Fallujah has some former Bungie devs working on it and Marty O'Donnell from Halo and Destiny working on the music. Mario Carter 13 says 6 Days in Fallujah was canceled a decade ago, but apparently it voted for Biden because it's back from the dead. They're just mad it's not 60 years in Fallujah. Would it be possible for me to talk about the supremacy clause on a stream sometime? Sure. I'll try and find a topic for which it would be relevant. Nick Roquefort says, hey, Nick, thanks for the stream. Did you see that Sam Hyde called this epidemic of incompetent police women months ago? Do you mind playing this clip of him talking about it? It's very short. Play a Sam Hyde clip. I don't know. How banned am I going to get? It's a minute long. Let's check it out.
If you ever catch the eye of a female cop, hope you wore your bulletproof vest.
Uh-oh.
Hope you got your vest on, man. I am praying for you, unironically. You ever catch the eye of a female cop? Man, I hope you wore your vest. And I am praying for you because that gun on her waist at some point is going to accidentally go off. Okay? She's going to draw it out thinking it's a taser. She's going to have her finger on the trigger before she's ready to fire.
Oh,
she's going to do this because you didn't put your hands up fast enough or whatever. Something you did made her feel threatened. You're taller than her. She feels threatened for her life. She's a female. The only recourse she has physically is to shoot you. And I just hope that if you ever get pulled over by a woman, you're wearing a fucking bulletproof vest and a Kevlar helmet.
Oh, come on. Come on, Sam. You can't do this to us. You can't do this to us. Siren Jag says, Pope Hat certainly had no issue with everyone calling for Vic's free speech to be censored. No, of course not. Solemn says, here's $5 for being a better host than the camera cluck on the Insurgent stream. Aw, thank you. Sleepy Gaunt says, been watching the Derek Chauvin trial. Defense attorney Eric Nelson seems to be doing a good job during the questioning. Will you be covering this? I've been meaning to. I have not been able to cover his actual questioning as much as I've wanted to. I haven't been able to listen as much as I've wanted to. But he, from what I've seen, he has been doing a good job. I know the experts for the prosecution were brutal, though. Like and if anybody's telling you otherwise on this, let me humbly suggest that the prosecution's experts were excellent. And I've seen some headlines out there where they're talking about some of the good things that Eric Nelson did, but on balance, from what I saw, the prosecution's experts were devastating to Chauvin's case. Doesn't mean he's going to be guilty. The defense has a lot of time. The defense has their own witnesses, but gotta be real about what was going on. I think especially the first day or two of expert testimony, Eric Nelson was a little bit rattled. On the third day, I saw him asking a couple better questions, which were good, but man, those experts were putting out some really good testimony, and they were very resistant on cross. Tim Cass said I was wrong about this. About what? I don't really care what Tim Cass says about my opinion, but it's just opinions. No, I'm not talking about the use of force expert Frank the Tank. I'm talking about the medical experts, which is what I said early on is where I think the case is going to fall. I think it's going to fall on how convincing the medical experts are and how good the defense is at countering the medical experts' testimony. And they have a lot of time left to do it, but they were very, very good. And you have to put yourself in the shoes of a juror, not a person on the internet watching the trial. And those medical experts came across very credibly. They had answers to the questions that the defense attorney was raising, and they, for many, many people, will have established the idea that Derek Chauvin was unquestionably the cause of death for George Floyd. Now, whether those people are on the jury is a different question. I know one of my law professors back when I was in law school, his job was to run mock trials for companies, and you'd get they panel 3 different mock juries because companies had a lot of money. So they were deciding if they wanted to go through with litigation. So they would hire 36 people to serve on 3 independent juries, and they would all watch the same trial. And they would hire a lawyer to argue both sides of the case, and they would have witnesses and everything, and they would have a trial. They'd have 3 different juries watch it, and oftentimes the 3 different juries would come up with 3 different results: guilty, not guilty, or liable, not liable, or mixed, because these were civil trials. So you have to understand jury dynamics play a huge portion in any of this stuff. And we don't know what those jury dynamics are. We're not allowed access to the minds of those people, the questions about, that those people are asking and talking about. So I'm urging caution either way. If there's some channel out there saying, oh yeah, Chauvin's definitely guilty, jury's definitely going to find him guilty, I'd be very hesitant. He's a police officer. He's got a badge and a uniform, and there's a lot of deference that goes into that. That's one of the things I'm thinking about when I think about how a jury's looking at this, is they go, I can't do that job. Or I know a cop who does that job, and I don't know if this guy's trying to harm someone. There's a lot of questions that they're asking. But on the other side, if there's anyone out there saying this is a slam dunk and Chauvin's going to walk, I would caution against that too. Because you never know what jury you end up getting. And voir dire is good at getting rid of some of the bias, but certainly not all of it. So it's me, I'm uninvested in the outcome of the case. I'm uninvested in it. Whatever happens. And I just want to see how the defense is going to counter the medical experts, because I think that'll be fascinating. I said, I've been watching Eric Nelson. I think he's been doing amazing on cross, generally speaking. He's a very, very competent attorney. If I were charged with some big crime in Minnesota, I would strongly consider hiring him. He's been doing a lot, especially with the fact set that he has. So it'll be interesting to watch. Does this case touch on 12b-6? No, that's a rule of civil procedure, not criminal procedure. So here we go. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get some more Chauvin coverage out while this is going on, but I just haven't had the time to put it together. Ulash1 says, is it okay if I share my friend's GoFundMe for her kid? Poor kid is having a rough go of it. Yeah. My chat is a free speech chat other than spamming. So go ahead and share it. You can't share the link directly because you can't share links, but you can certainly share, you know, the GoFundMe or where to find it. Bad Vibe says, look, I would rather have her grab her gun when she needed her taser instead of grabbing her taser when she needed her gun. Not if you're the guy getting tased or shot. Who's paying for Chauvin's defense? I don't know. I think there's maybe some crowdfunding. I think there's some police union money, for example. I know there's like $1 million that he's got for his legal defense. Wick Dipper says, congrats on your AI-controlled deepfake VTuber skin on the Uncivil Law channel. I only suggest you had a mustache to hide the flappy mouth. R.I.P. Kurt. Poor Kurt. Robot Rumble says, note from yesterday's show, I'm glad you noticed how dishonest Tucson is. Out of that group, she's worse than Ron, and he beats women. Oh, yeah. I picked her out right away. Because I hope you guys realize, I try to always be nice to people at first. Then I get rude. I treat as treated. I tried to have honest conversation with Tucson. It was about 3 to 4 tweets, and I went, okay, I know what's going on here. This lady's bullshit. And then I stopped being nice because I could tell very quickly that's what she was doing. Would you moderate a debate between Uncivil Law and Robert Barnes? Sure. I don't know that they want to have a debate. I don't know. Mario Carter 13 says, Lady Cop confused taser and vibrator that morning. Oh, no. No. Flatfoot 74 says, this message is brought to you by the Alachua School Board. Kids will be wearing masks indefinitely. I don't know what the Alachua School Board is. Okay. Russell Hall says, first munch, then pump, otherwise no bueno. Bad Vibe says, look at who the chief and assistant chief are, just saying. Flatfoot 74 says, what is this? They can kiss my slimy green willy. Free the faces. Robin H says, F12 is supposed to mean F the police from the ACAB, aka 1213. Oh, all cops are 1-2. I get it. Should be F13 though. But the brain trust, this is the brain trust after all. Oh yeah, it should be 1312. ACAB. Weird. No one important says life insurance brings you back to life. Man, have I been using it wrong all these years? Crash Jester says women like the discount. Whoa, Vicky in that video are a disgrace to both evolution and modern society. 200 Watt Studio says, Nick, how crazy in bed is this dollar store rogue? I'd say double wrap it. Tasman 3002 says, I work for a major insurer. Riots and insurrections are all standard exemptions. We will not pay out if this lady throws a Molotov in your store or car. Thank you, Tasman 3002. That's what I was saying. It's like the riots and acts of God. That's standard. You could read it in pretty much, you have to have highly specialized insurance to get riot coverage. Nathan Knox says, hello, Nick. If Vic wins his lawsuit, can he return to Funimation via legal settlement? I mean, he can. I don't know that he would. Hope and pray Vic makes it past appeals. More and more, I believe Chris Thurman was a true perp instead of Vic. Okay. Basement Troll Production says, I hate false advertising. At what point do you figure BLM is just going to come out and admit it still stands for burn, loot, murder? I think Blue Lives Matter should take it over. BLM, Blue Lives Matter. Isis Donic Dom says, gas the stoves, rice war now. We're throwing the rices out. Roy McGarry says, just wanted to throw a few bucks towards the family soup donation. I feel sorry for everyone who missed it over there. That was a fun stream, man. That guy, again, I think that guy was doing an excellent job. You know, he has some opinions that I disagree with. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. I think he was doing an excellent job, and I didn't have to stand outside in the rain at risk of getting pepper sprayed or whatever. Rope says, which law-related YouTube channels do I look up to? None. I don't look up to YouTube channels. I like lots of them. I like Viva Fry. I like Uncivil Law. I like Nate the Lawyer. I like Emily Baker. I like Robert Barnes. I want to talk to Robert Grueller. He seems to be... By the way, if you want some Chauvin coverage, that Robert Grueller Esquire channel, that dude's been covering Chauvin like crazy. I'd love to get him on and talk to him. I'm going to reach out to him sometime soon because I would love to talk to him and get his opinions on Chauvin and what he's been seeing. I know he's been watching a lot of the trial. So I'm not familiar with his content, though. So I assume he'd probably pretty good. But yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Leonard French is fine. I respect his opinion on IP stuff, but I don't particularly like care about his channel. I'm not mean. I don't mean it in a mean way. I just don't. I'm not interested in talking to him or whatever. He seems fine. Same with like Lido Law. And that guy seems fine, but I don't have any interest in specifically talking to him. I'm open to it, of course. This is sounding weird. I'm going to stop talking. I like the people who I've talked to in the law YouTube sphere. Everyone else I'm open to talking to, but I don't particularly like seek anybody out. Good Logic has the Couve? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Good Logic. I like that guy, of course. He's been on the channel several times. Hopefully he'll be back soon. He's good stuff. Bad Vibe says, I generally would agree. However, I would hope I would act the fool and force that choice. I'm not saying it is right. We can only guess how far this idiot would go to stay out of jail. 0 is best. 1 is unfortunate. Yep. I agree. I agree. Let's see. Where were we? Jimmy Owen says, keep drinking that water. People are starving. What the F? Do they even hear themselves? No. Is YouTuber Law still alive? Who's YouTuber Law? Oh, Leor. Leor. I don't know what happened to Leor. I assume he just got busy. I tried to meet up with him in Miami, but it didn't work out when I was down there a while back. If I ever get back to Miami, I'm going to pop into his office randomly. Tall Skinny Geek says, white rice has a superior texture. Brown rice always gets mushy when I cook it. Yeah, brown rice is either mushy or it's got like a little crunch to it. It's hard to get it just right. I like short grain white rice, actually, personally. DCV Titan says, is it wrong to say it's a target-rich environment? Maybe. Midwest Rail Fan says, they'll rain fire and brimstone on the police. The Gray One says, also, I agree with your point. King Cuomo costs $15K. I lost family because of him. He still deserves trial, not to be denied it. I agree. Mario Carter 13 says, black cocks matter. Black cocks matter. Like the ones we seal the window with. NW Backcountry, I do Instapot my rice. It's great. Skyhime says, Dragon Ball Super Trunks, don't shoot. He's not black. Tall Skinny Geek says, wow, that guy is especially late. Das Pooch says, bitch made, lol. Figures a fairy spaz like that would be a Tonka Saw fan. Phantasmagorical says, in black supporting actress voice, you can drink on that whiskey, take my money. Laughing so hard, I'm literally crying. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy to have that. No, stop crying. Krusty says, I guess 2021 is the year of PvP IRL. Time to eat water and drink bread. I'm all out of scotch. Rhinosaurus Rex says, I'm of the mindset that female police officers shouldn't be put in the field, same way females shouldn't be put into combat roles in the military. For me, I think it's based on their, physical performance. That's what I say, but I don't think those standards should ever be lowered to accommodate. So, Seal Club says, any chance in hell of you doing a stream with Eric Nelson after the trial? Surely you two must have some friends in common. Love the show. I would love to interview Eric Nelson. I think it'd be phenomenal. Hopefully I'll be able to reach out. I don't know. I'll go to his office or whatever. I'll make it convenient for him. Uriah Wright says, good news, Nick. I got him to expect Drexel as a Lord and Savior. Dovin Death says, hey, Nick, do you have an official team for the Dick Show Weight Loss Challenge? I do not. I need to do that. Let me figure out how to do that and announce it on tomorrow's show, hopefully. Midwest Rail Fan, welcome to Super Lawyer Status. Thank you. Fo Chung Esquire says, how is that chick not racist speaking that way? Good question. Good question. CJ says, sounds more like you're a Bruno Mars knockoff. Yeah, I didn't say I was James Brown. I said I wanted James Brown to sing it. CJ says, give her military command for the day. I could see her ordering a drone strike and typing a code, the nuclear football instead. Saucy Boy Plays says, that cop's life is ruined anyway, right? Her name will be leaked. She'll probably be fired and probably struggle finding new employment anyway. 26 years on the force, an accidental discharge. I think the police union might protect her. Boogie Time says, imagine being a veteran of the force and you still aren't trained enough to handle high stress and feel the absolute weight of that Glock versus a taser. Limp Quizbit says, how would the public go about fighting tab and registration fees? How do we get them abolished? I mean, you're never going to. Get everyone you know elected to Congress and then just have your own majority, and also the governor. Grim Turd says, in Minnesota, we say tabs, just like soda's called pop, and we learn duck, duck, gray duck instead of goose. Deal with it. Oh, you betcha, for sure. Oh, yeah, you betcha, for sure. Rob Price, welcome to Super Lawyer Status. One Evil Chef says, the last 20 minutes has been coming in jerky. Literally open and finish a bottle of Bailey's waiting for YouTube to catch up. Sorry about that. Super Black Cat 13 says, I kind of feel like that female cop's mistake was understandable in a way. All of them are super on edge and afraid of being the next Chauvin, coupled with ACAB/defund. Mr. Security says, you should try to get Donut Operator on sometime. You could talk about police law stuff together. Could make for a good stream. Rip Dove Studio. Hey, what's up, man? He says, why are tasers discharged in the same way as a gun? I don't know. Also, why are they located on any part of the body in which could ever be confused with a gun? Seems like a massive oversight, in my opinion. It's located on the opposite side and it's holstered the opposite way. So you would, if for a gun you're grabbing like this, for your taser you're grabbing like this. I mean, it's completely different. But I don't know. Where would they put, like, up on their chest or something? 200 Watt Studio says, Lemoyne, where the white women in a snorkel parkas at? Mario Carter 13 says, it's a private election, bro. Mr. Wombat says, a carpool with Nick, Wayne Brady, and Dave Chappelle is absolutely necessary to keep these Karens in check. Oh, no. That sounds terrible. Wick Dipper says, it seems like the combination of an entity donating money to a politician's campaign combined with lobbying for anything that should be considered considered bribery. Mario Carter 13 says, what do Democrats have against late and gay voters? Stark Lemur says, thank you, Nikki, for making my workday more interesting. Hey, you're welcome. Timothy Reaper says, was that riot a class 4 albino chump out? Yes. Yes, definitely. Joshua Vidrine says, all the things I've seen involving women on this stream just remind me that Biden said no amendment is absolute. Here's some shekels, Nick. No, the 19th. As CyberTaz says, if there was only a number that everyone is issued that could help election security, one number that could be checked to see if a ballot was requested, a social security number that everyone has, SSN maybe? Says, I don't see how showing that streamer how to do TTS or media donations. It's been a while since I've heard Keemstar, Adonis Paul, Andy Worski hates N. That would be terrible. That's what I said. He'd make a fortune and then he'd die immediately. It'd be a tragedy. Richard Pierce says, this isn't bad training. This is bad personnel. Hiring people not cognitively qualified to be cops to do police work. Dragonite says, Sam was the female cop the whole time. 200 Watt Studios has snagged a full set of Ender's Shadow series hardcovers. Ender's Game, only one I previously read first, and then shifting to the Shadow books. That is 100% what I recommend. It's also basically the chronological order. They're also, the Shadow books are a lot of fun. I really like them. I like them much. I like the Ender series as it goes, but I like the shadow books much more, and I've read them more times. Dabster McDabberton says, just supported on locals, all Patreon users BTFO'd. There you go. There you go. Should make a shirt that says, pray you don't get a woman cop. That'd be funny. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Remember, in the merch store, there is an It's Okay to Be a Man shirt. We do have those if you're interested, as well as My Rights Don't Care About Your Feelings. Many of you bought the My Rights Don't Care About Your Feelings shirt. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the shirts and water bottles and stuff. I hope they make somebody mad. That's always what we want to do. So, all right, guys. I'll be over on Twitch in just a little bit. I believe it's a video game night. Oh, there's a couple more Justice chats. That's right. Thank you. Inquisitor Dragonite says, so are you saying that the imperial truth isn't law, Mr. Ricada? I would never say such a thing. And Siren Jag says, Tim Pool is the Mike Zero of legal coverage. I mean, I don't know why Tim Pool would do legal coverage. He's a journalist giving his opinions on stuff, which is fine, but I don't particularly, unless he's got a lawyer on staff, I don't particularly see specific value in his legal coverage. Can I get a Be a Man mug? Did I not make a mug? Let me check. Oh wait, Mondays are movie nights? Mondays and Wednesdays are movie nights, Tuesdays, Thursdays are game nights? Okay. Sorry, I forgot. Twitch link is twitch.tv/RicadaLaw. Do not dare listen to people saying movie night. I did an extra game night yesterday to make up for the one I missed. I do not skip or sleep through every game night. I did some game nights down in Florida. I didn't do any movie nights down in Florida. And I did a game night last night. But the game nights are tomorrow and Thursday. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Bad Dragonite says that nose indicates chaos corruption. So, all right, guys. We already did Dread. Thanks for hanging out. Angry Baneling says, hi, my name is Nick Ricada, and I know that you know that Legal Eagle is the only lawyer I look up to and watch all the time. Also, Warhammer is gay. Play StarCraft 1 and 2 instead. Much better lore and games in general. Well, it's too bad that India doesn't exist. Otherwise, I would have nuked it for that comment. So, all right, guys. We'll catch you over on Twitch. And then if you're not a Twitch subscriber or follower or whatever, 1, you should be. But 2, I will see you here tomorrow. Thanks for making this a very fun stream, guys. We'll talk about that soon. Frank the Tank, I'll check on the Be a Man mug, and if it's not there, I'll make one and put it up on the store for tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Peace. Peace.
Oh, he drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along. With his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight, we'll hear some law-splaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitterland. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his This lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an art bag, a bow, more a love rug. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea, post on Twitter as we hear Lost Planning tonight. From the white shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we are now. Oh, the guests are all planet folks, from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea, post on Twitter as we hear Lost Planning tonight. From the white shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what